And so I want us to bring this to life a bit more. And I thought it'd be fun to bring someone from the audience to go through Outcome Shift today. And so we're going to do a little demo with Ben Jordan. If you want to join the stage with me, we'll dive right in.
Did it all work? Am I unmuted and on?
You're on. I see you. So I think that means everyone else will see you. Hi, Ben.
Hooray. Hello, how are
Thank
you today?
I'm good. Thank you for joining.
Yeah.
I thought that, yeah, it'd be really fun to do something interactive and take some of these skills and bring it to life through a coaching conversation. So, Ben, and for the audience, we're doing this completely live, so I have no idea what Ben's going to say. But, Ben, to get us started, I would love to have you share the most difficult professional challenge on your plate right now. What
Um,
challenge, if you can magically solve it, would help you feel better, more in control, and on a stronger path? And then I'll give you a second prompt so you can think about both. If you can add a metaphor to it that describes your challenge, what would it be? Things like, it's like we're on a battlefield, or it's like we're speaking different languages. So I'll give you a moment to share that. And you can even name what your role is at your company if you'd like.
yeah, so I'm Chief Product Officer at a GovTech company in San Francisco, run product engineering and design, kind of that EPD. Um, work directly for the co-founder on getting, product to be product. It's an interesting, the metaphor one is really interesting. Um, but I think something that's very recent and causing me stress in a way where I like you said, want to shift, want to fix, because I have a really good relationship with the CEO, but I think sometimes we run things a little bit differently. So the professional challenge I'm having right now is, as we're growing our team and bringing them on board and kind of setting that coaching and one-on-one and really prioritization, I'm noticing lately that he'll have one-on-ones with my direct reports that changes their prioritization and direction and creates confusion on what we're doing and what we're measuring. And
Mm.
so for me, the metaphor that immediately came to mind, because I'm a lover of food and cooking, is like we both want the same meal, but we're like cooking from different recipes. Like every time we go back to it, it feels like we both feel like you could get into the bean discussion around chili. You could get into all those different things. We both want the same dish, but it feels like we're cooking it in different ways, and we keep getting in each other's way there. And so I think we
Mm.
both want the same outcome, but
Yeah.
we kind of are stepping on each other's toes here. So would love to know how
Mm.
you'd coach me through this very real, very right now problem.
First of all, thank you for sharing so openly and vulnerably. And I love that metaphor. It really, yeah, it brings it to life. So, Ben, in this situation, what would you like?
Um, I would like to not have my directs confused about what success looks like for them and what they're supposed to kind of be focused on a daily basis. That lack of confusion. I think for me personally, I want the time back from having to unwind some of these things that happen.
So, okay, we're going to start with that first part. You would like your direct reports not to be confused so that they can be successful. What will having that do for you?
I think having that means we'll move faster and with more clarity, and lower the stress level of, are we going to hit this next thing? Are we going to get to where we're planning to go? I think is really what that'll get. Just, more clarity on outcome.
Okay, and moving faster and gaining more clarity on the outcome, what will having that do for you?
I think that will ultimately reduce the stress that I'm feeling when I'm reporting out on how we're progressing towards, like, we're launching a new product, right? So every day feels critical to that launch. And sometimes I lose that confidence. So I think if I know we're all in the same path, we're going the right directions, priorities are the same, we're less confused, I think I'll have more confidence in how I report out and where we are in the process. And are we going to hit that date? Are we going to hit that next milestone?
Got it. So once you're able to, get to that milestone and all be moving in the same direction, what will having that do for you?
I'll sleep better. And I think in general, I think it, stress levels will drop, which I would assume, my hope is, right, the quality of work goes up and the days feel better, right? If
Hmm.
that's fair, that like less friction points where, we're rowing with tide, not against.
Hmm. Got it. So now I'm going to shift to the options exploration. So you painted this beautiful picture of, all the quality of work improving and just like rowing with time in the same direction. What options do you have to make progress toward that outcome?
Like specifically things that I think I could do to get us there. Um, I don't know. I think the part of where I'm thinking through is, the first thing is have a direct conversation around what needs to change. And I think for me, maybe illuminating some of the results of those conversations. For me, the desire is not to say anyone's doing anything wrong. It's always the intent is completely good and right, but the outcome is not. So I think what I've been thinking is I want to share the actual kind of outcomes of the things that are happening so we can better understand what's happening. I think, but that's the form. I don't know what to do there, but it feels like if I can provide more visibility into the results, then maybe we can all come to the same conclusion together without it turning into pointing of fingers or questioning of intent.
Yeah. No, definitely. I'm gonna just interest of time, I'm gonna pause right
Yep.
there and I'm gonna summarize. You started with this really beautiful metaphor that we want to make the same dish, but we're using different recipes. And then you ended with the intent is the same, like the intent is good and the outcomes are the same that we're driving towards. It's really about having that direct conversation of what needs to change. So I'm gonna just give you the floor just for like 30 more seconds. What did it feel like being coached and going through those two tactics? And I know we did a quick version of it, but what did it feel for you on the receiving
Well,
end?
it's funny because I heard you ask me the questions that you said you were going to ask me. But even in asking those questions, I think it took me out of my tactical, like fix the problem, and allowed me to think more directionally and strategically about it. The metaphor is really interesting because now what I'm thinking is we just need to choose which recipe we're going to go work from. And that way we're cooking, right? And like, I think I'm even going to use that metaphor when I have the conversation, but I think it allowed me to kind of like step outside of the situation and look at how I am in that, especially by understanding the outcome of what I want. I think if it had been a petty outcome, I may have been like, well, maybe this is a me problem, not to,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think it gave me visibility I don't think I would have had otherwise.
I love that. And in particular, the point about allowing you to step outside of the situation. And that's the thing when we're in, high stress, fast moving, companies, we don't zoom out. Like when's the last time someone asked you, what would you like? Like probably never. And so as a manager, it's so important to give that opportunity to your direct report because really like the answers are within you, Ben. They're within all of us. It's just we haven't had the time, space, and perspective to really allow yourself to step out of the situation, think more broadly about what you want, and then how do you get there. And so thank you for being game and modeling that for the group. And good luck with your situation and keep us posted on how it goes.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank you. So just to reiterate what you saw just now, is, really appreciated Ben's openness and vulnerability and, really just the difference between fixing and coaching. So imagine if he came in and instead of asking the questions, I just immediately told him what to do. That's the fixing stance. It's I'm the expert. I need to solve this problem, get it off my to-do list so I can show that I'm helpful. And the conversation style would have been different. It would have been really directive, advice oriented. I would do most of the talking, like, oh, Ben, I remember when I was in a situation, this is what worked for me. And the problem with that is we don't always have the context or the experience really to draw out exactly what that person needs. And so when you shift your perspective and use a coaching mindset, You're reframing your belief that actually they have wisdom and insight that they need to solve this challenge, and I can help draw that out of them. And you're also exploring what's possible in the future. The conversation style is directed by more curiosity and open questions, like I asked. And you notice that they do most of the talking while I listen, reflect back what I heard, and ask questions.